Anthony Martignetti lives in Boston, on Prince Street, in the Italian North End. The home for more than 50 years of the Prince Spaghetti Company. Anthony knows a lot about local Italian customs. And he knows a lot about Prince, because that's a local custom too. Prince is more than just authentic. It's something that grows you. With wheat germ energy other pastas leave out. Most days, Anthony takes his time going home. But not today. Today is Wednesday. And as every family in the North End of Boston will tell you, Wednesday is Prince Spaghetti Day.
The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Damn, damn, damn!
All right, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Let's welcome around the table here. Zim, welcome. I saw you went live earlier.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Thanks for having me.
How's
it
going,
Zim?
Thanks for coming. Joe, welcome. And
happy Humpty Hump Day, everybody.
Wheat germ energy that other pastas don't have.
Hey, Ricky, what's happening? Yeah, it gives you wheat germ energy. Yeah. It's pure sugar, folks. Anthony. Kid's running through the North End because he's going to get a Pizzeria Regina pizza on Prince on
I still have to have that. I've
Prince
never
Street?
had
What else
Regina.
street is that? Oh, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, I've heard.
That's a good one.
You know how you
Gentlemen,
can
how
tell
are
that's
you
the
guys?
70s?
What's that?
You know how you can tell that's from the 70s? Everything was fucking filthy. You remember
Yeah,
the
you ever
70s?
notice that?
Everything
Yeah,
was
this-
fucking
this-
filthy. Even
And
when
also-
it was clean, it was filthy.
It had film stripitis too. It had that warble to thing.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
old.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing here on this lovely Wednesday? How's business, Zim?
It's been a little bit slow today, but on Monday I sold one of those carving guitars. I ended up buying
nice.
9 carvings. Remember that? I'm
Yeah.
down to 3 of them.
Oh,
So it's
Okay.
been a couple weeks. I've sold a bunch of carvings. A guy called me and he goes, "Hey man, I'm driving to Montana to buy a horde of like 100 guitars, but I only want the Gibsons and stuff. So I'm gonna probably end up with a bunch of Epiphone and Ibanez stuff. Will you buy that kind of stuff from me?" I'm like, "Sure, man." And I got my fingers crossed that I'm hoping that it's like Japanese RG 550s and stuff that he's
Right.
like, "Oh, I don't care about Ibanez, but then
So
I
you
called
have
him
3
on.
carvings left.
I got 3 carvings left.
yeah, man. That's
Folks,
good.
there are 3 carvings left. We've given you a lot of
3
entertainment.
carvings left.
Put
I
up
tell
the
you,
Zim
there's been
show.
there's
Call
been
in
so
with
many
your
setups,
pledge.
so many setups for Zappa references the last couple of weeks. He said the guy was going to Montana,
He's going to raise some dental
Oh, yeah.
floss.
Yeah.
Montana and
become a
Wax.
dental floss tycoon.
But then I called him and I said, "Joe, how'd your trip to Montana go?" Because I just
Hey, Lee.
love buying hordes of guitars, right? And he's like, "Dude, I drove for 6 hours. The lady called me, told me to turn around. I'm not going to sell any of them." And said, "I tried to talk her, and no." And so after a 6-hour drive, he turned around and came back to Phoenix.
Ugh. By the time I got to Phoenix,
Yeah,
wasn't that a Glenn Campbell song?
that was a
Yep.
fun song, wasn't it?
Oh,
I love those
dude.
Glenn Campbell songs.
The only segue I'm waiting for is if someone tells me they left their wallet in El Segundo. I'll tell you, you got to get it. You got to get it.
Gots to get it.
That's to get it.
I gotta I
I
left
got
my
to know.
Bonita Applebaum. Tribe Called Quest. Great record.
Great fuck. Yeah, that was great.
I love Tribe. What? Say what, yo? What's the scenario?
I actually had a believe it or not, on Wednesdays, I'll say to customers, because we have to quote unquote be real and connect with the customer. So while I'm fucking trying to get a case created, I'll be like, "Hey, I hope you're having a great Wednesday today," as I like to call it, Happy Humpty Hump Day. And every Wednesday, I'll send a photo. Remember Humpty Hump?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do the Humpty Hump, and I have 2 photos of him
Humpty
that say
days.
Happy Humpty Hump Day. And I actually told her, she goes, I said, "Yeah, not many people know who I'm talking about." She goes, "I have a photo with him. I saw him 20 years ago." She's telling me
Oh,
the
that's
story was
hilarious.
hysterical. And I'm like, sadly, he passed about a year or 2 ago. And we're talking about Humpty fucking Hump. I was like, this is good. If they can't say I connected with the fucking customer on that call,
Right.
they can fuck themselves.
I had to
Well,
call
was
my
that fake
insurance.
nose hiding a bigger nose?
Yeah.
I always wondered. I never.
I had to call my insurance yesterday. The woman asked me what my pronouns were. I said, "You
Oh.
can just call me handsome." She started laughing and she goes, "Isn't it ridiculous?" I said, "Yeah, it's ridiculous. What are you asking me for?" Then later she's like, I just have to ask this on this questionnaire. Sir, you are not Hispanic, are you?" I said, "See, I am not." And that she had no reaction. She was just like, "Okay, not Hispanic." I'm like, "What, my C wasn't convincing?" See.
Yeah, that's what
And
you say when you cross the Mexican border. Are you an American citizen? See,
So yeah, what else has been going on? Today is Wednesday. This Friday will be 6 months carnivore for me.
Oh, cool.
I don't know how long I've been doing OMAD. I hadn't even been counting, but I do 1 meal a day, and I've been doing it for maybe 2 months. But I'm not changing that at all either. But I feel great. Everything's going good. I'm getting a lot more gigs booked. I have a gig booked next week, Friday, and then Saturday. So I'm working a lot, and the calendar's getting more filled. So people just keep reaching out asking me to play. So that's good. And I got to tell you guys, I've watched probably 3 times this week the Event Horizon movie.
Great fucking movie.
When Sam Neill says, well, we have just this recording of a distress call, and they're like, oh, can we hear it? And he plays it, and it's nothing but screaming.
A little more than a distress call.
I go to tears. I'm like, you've got to be. It's like here's a distress call, and it sounds like cries from hell. And they're just sitting there like, what the? Then when they get on the ship and she finds the ship's record, and it's one guy's got a foot in his mouth, he's eating somebody, the other guy's got his eyeballs in his hands, and they're trapped on this ship, and I'm just like, oh, this is hysterical. Like, it's so absurd. It's great. It's I watched it 3 times this week.
It is good. I watched
I
never saw that until last year, and I watched it twice.
It's gold.
Yeah.
It's absolute gold.
I put that on my
Greatest
list.
movies ever made.
It really
What
is
one
so
were you talking
funny.
about? I was on the phone. Which
Event
movie?
Horizon.
Oh wow.
Sam Neill, Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah, well, we had a distress call. Can we hear that call? Yeah, here it is.
I didn't pick up on that subtlety about him calling the distress call. It's a little bit of an understatement.
Oh yeah, it basically sounds like hell. And they're just listening to it. Their faces. I'm like, this is gold.
Yeah, normally when you say someone's doing a distress call, usually it's Mayday, Mayday.
Right. So in other words, here's the distress call. If I was Lawrence Fishburne, I'd be like, okay, let's get this ship going in the opposite direction of whatever that fucking screams were coming from, and fast. That doesn't sound like there's going to be a survive. Oh, yeah, it's going to take us 5 days to get to Neptune. Oh, you think those screams are going to be still there? Then they get there, and the wall in the main room is just covered in flesh and blood all over, spattered all over the wall. And he walks in, and he looks around. He's like, what went on here? What went on here?
Who cares?
Apparently, somebody on the fucking ship got hold of a wood chipper and started throwing people in head first is what went on here. How do you get that on the? It's not like there's bodies and people are just dead. Hey, what happened here? No, there's flesh and blood pasted on the wall like it's an old Italian fucking building where they that stucco, whatever they put that. It's done in flesh.
He was sticking to the script.
Yeah,
it was obvious. He got to stick to.
What happened here? Well, apparently, sir, somebody took a fucking wood chipper and decided to paint the wall.
Oh, someone must have tripped
with the crew.
What's the hardest you ever laughed at a scene in a movie?
That's one of them.
Oh God, the end of American Werewolf in London, where the wolf comes out of the theater and it's just nonstop mayhem. It's like he's not really attacking anyone. Everyone's just panicking, just doing stupid shit and dying.
When I saw Superbad in the theater, I was laughing loud.
Yeah,
that was probably the loudest I laughed.
Do you remember the movie? Oh shit, I can't even fucking. The title is so long, and it's a long on a joke. Don't drink your juice or something.
Oh yeah, don't be a something in the hood and
yeah. In the hood. Oh my goodness,
don't be a menace or something. Yeah,
don't be a menace in the hood while drinking your juice in South Central, something like that. Did you ever see it?
No.
No, but it makes fun of like all that genre of like Friday and
it was. There's
Boys
one
in the Hood.
scene in there. I don't know if I should mention it because I don't want to rob you of the pleasure of seeing it for the first time. Because I'm watching it like this, and the way the scene concludes, it's the hardest I've ever laughed, and it's one of those things where I wish I could always see that again for the first time.
Right.
So I'm not going to mention it, but it was like,
I'll have to watch
fucking
it.
epic.
I'll watch
Yeah,
it.
watch it. Did you check out that movie I told you about the other night? I know it was short notice.
Yet I haven't
Yeah.
even had the
What
chance.
movie's
Last
that?
night I got home and I climbed into bed. And I think I put Columbo on last night. Which one was it? Oh, it was the Martin Landau one.
Well, speaking of funny parts in movies,
And she's
in
still alive.
Spaceballs.
That girl in that episode, Julie
What girl?
Newmar.
oh, okay.
Ain't she?
Still
I
alive.
think she is, yeah.
Yeah, she's still alive, but she looked great in that episode. I don't care what you say. Julie Newmar was the best looking Catwoman.
I'm never going to argue with that.
Yeah, no, it's clear as
She's 89 years old, born in 1933. God bless her.
yeah, unbelievable. Gonna be 80. She's gonna be 90 this year.
89 years old.
When's her birthday?
It is. It just says 1933, the year. Maybe they don't know the actual date.
Right. Dewey Cox is great. King Fury. I don't think maybe I have seen it. I'd have to. I'll go check it out.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Oh, Kung Fury.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if you ever want to see two hysterical movies, have you ever seen Kung Fu Soccer? I think, is that what it was called? What was that called? Sure, let me look
Have you
it
guys
up.
ever watched?
The
Have you ever watched the
Kung
series,
Fu
the Yacht
Soccer.
Rock series? Have you guys ever seen Yacht Rock?
Oh yeah, a long time ago when you first told me about.
Right. So the term
Hey,
yacht
this is
rock.
Steve.
People think yacht rock is because these artists are playing on boats. That's not why it's called yacht rock. It's because they call it yacht rock because of this mockumentary that was made on YouTube like 12 years ago. You guys got to check it out. It's called Yacht Rock.
Yeah,
But
the movie.
it is gold.
The movie is called Shaolin Soccer. If you've never seen it, you have to see it.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like a game on the Sega Genesis.
No, it is one of the funniest fucking movies
Shaolin
you'll
Soccer.
ever see. When it was, well, let's see what year it came out.
Didn't
It's been a
Sega
while.
Genesis have the Pelé soccer?
It probably did.
I'm joking. I told you.
Pelé.
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 They're like, Pelé died. Really? Because for his whole fucking life, we called him Pelé. Pelé. The second all of a sudden.
Yeah, you know what? I'm mixing up his two movies.
Pelé
The
Durrell.
movie he made after that, this guy Stephen Chow, he's hysterical.
Yeah.
Kung Fu Soccer, Shaolin Soccer, and then the next movie was called Kung Fu Hustle. Watch them both.
Oh, I know the Kung
I've
Fu
heard
Hustle.
of-
That
I've
I've
heard of
seen.
Kung Fu
That was
Hustle.
a
You
big
like it?
one. Yeah, it's great.
But
I haven't
Shaolin
seen it.
Soccer is what got him to that one.
I'll check it out. Listen, Emily's in the chat, everybody. Emily,
Hey,
why
Emily.
don't you post that link? Emily's doing this thing for Muscle and Fitness Hers, I believe it's called.
Oh yeah, we got to vote. I didn't vote today. Put the vote
So
in there,
post it.
Emily.
So everyone, you can vote family there. It's a chance to win money and prizes. So if you get a chance, put that link in there, Emily. I saw Yacht Rock on your recommendation. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's gold, T-boys. It's really funny.
Well, what's the name of the host? Something Steve. This is something
forget-
Steve.
I
Disco
forget,
Steve.
I
No,
forget
not
almost
this.
the whole thing at this point now, but I'll tell you right now, here's something funny. So I'm smoking a cigar last night, and there's this guy, Dan. He's an older guy. We've talked music before, and he always tries to stump me on 60s stuff. And I'm hanging right with him. He asked me about what my favorite Sinatra album was, and I told him, and he was like, yeah, that is a hard one to argue with. I mean, it was just, he always tries to get me. So last night we were talking, and he mentioned Columbo. And I said, are you going to try to quiz me on Columbo? You'll never get away. Anyways, he named episodes, and I'm telling him what season, who the killer was, what episode number it was. Oh, he was just like, what the hell is wrong with you? And he knew the answers to it. I'm like, wait, what's wrong with you? How do you know all this stuff?
A ball game.
But that was really funny because he brought up. Oh, I mentioned Shara Denise, Peter Falk's wife, and he was like, "What was the episode she started on?" I'd be like, "That's the Shatner episode where it was just really funny." Anyways, it was. I'm still good on Columbo. Anyways, but yeah, all good. What else did we have to talk about today? I restrung a guitar today. Can you see which guitar? Oh yeah, see, because I brought this telly out for my student today because my other guitar was restringing. Okay, there's the link, everybody. Click on that link for Emily and sign and vote. Yeah. Well, that's not a Cabronita. Actually, what that was a Rebel Relic guitar that came out before the Cabronita. And then I put a Warmoth neck on it and a Fender logo because I wanted the Warmoth neck with the stainless frets, and it's a really beefy, fat neck. So, but yeah, the Cabronita is cool. But anyways, so I restrung that, and I have a lesson coming out on Monday, another lesson, a tough lesson, the one that Jan requested. And then the week after, I have I got lessons coming out like every Monday so far. I'm on a roll, so I'm not stopping. And
I heard you joined the Don Henley fan club.
Oh yeah, yep. They're gonna sue me, so we'll see what happens there. They took down my lesson on the Henley tune, "End of the Innocence," and I'm fighting it. So we'll see what happens.
You're in a fight with Colonel Sanders to death.
Because the way that music lives and gets carried on is people hearing it from other people. Yep. It's how we did it in fucking high school. You got to listen. Hey, you know how I got into Deep Purple? Oh, you like that, Joe? You got to listen to this.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. Is I'm not performing it.
Hey,
I'm
Janice.
teaching it. I'm teaching it. I have every right to, and I have
You're transforming.
It's fair use.
So it's fair use. Yeah.
So that's so yeah. I mean, it'll go away, but it's just a pain in my ass. And
it is.
YouTube sucks. So whatever.
I
YouTube
did a Larry
because
Mitchell.
You did a Larry Mitchell?
I did a Larry Mitchell live stream. He came into my store Friday, and I did a whole 4-hour live stream with Larry Mitchell Guitar Clinic, and it got demonetized because Larry Mitchell was playing Larry Mitchell songs.
Right.
God. I love Larry Mitchell.
Somebody owns his
and then Larry Mitchell's
rights.
probably not getting any money from it.
Yeah, the publishing, because he probably shares them with the administrator is the one that runs it. So whoever administers the business half of his publishing.
I did get my hands on a Larry Mitchell yo-yo because he tries to sell whatever kind of merch he can have. He's got shot glasses. He's got yo-yos. People are like, dude, I would buy your CD, but I don't even have a CD player anymore. So
he's like, here's a yo-yo.
I've got his first CD.
Yeah, he sells yo-yos. He sells shot glasses. He's got T-shirts. He's got a lot of merch that he carries around. But
that's hilarious.
He keeps saying, I need other types of merch because people aren't.
He walks
buying
around
CDs
with the coat
anymore.
with a bunch of
maybe he has some merch with his picture on it so people know who he is by name. Yeah. Hey, I got the Larry Mitchell
look at
yo-yo.
a yo-yo.
Oh, is he the champion yo-yo guy? Nah, he plays guitar, but he also enjoys a yo-yo, so he sells them with his name on it.
He enjoys a shot every now and then too. So shot glasses.
He likes to imbibe. Who's this Larry Mitchell character? Does he make booze? No, he's a musician. He puts his name on glasses so he can drink. That's good. How does he play? Well, I can tell you, I think he's pretty good. Or I can show you him playing with George Lynch at some blues festival, and you're going to think he's the greatest guitar player on earth. Because once you hear George Lynch play the blues, it's all over.
You ever see Larry Mitchell's hands? He is freakishly huge.
Those fingers are long.
And I think it puts Hendrix's hand to shame.
I think Holdsworth and James Taylor have ridiculously big hands if you watch those guys play.
And for a guy his size, Richie Kotzen friggin' has these huge mitts.
Okay, Janice Lala says, how about covers like the Rolling Stone covers and put on YouTube? I got a copyright claim on a song that the Stones cover, and they have it on YouTube. Do they get a claim also? Okay, so yes. If the Rolling Stones were to put a song that they did a cover of on YouTube, they would not be able to make the money from that song. The publisher would come in and take their rights. And that's because that's who owns the publishing. And That's how it works, really. And like not every, I mean, a lot of cases people own their own publishing, but usually what happens is when you get like a deal, the labels are willing to pay you a salary if you keep writing, and then they want to just take the administration part of your publishing, and people do it because it keeps constant money coming into them. But sometimes you might think it's a little short-sighted, because then they lose the ownership part of the administrative part of the publishing. And some people just have attorneys that do it for them. They have their attorney do it for like 5 or 10%, and that's how they get paid, by monitoring the publishing. But at that point, then I think the attorney has to ask you who you're going to go after and what you're going to do and all that stuff. But I'm not 100% sure on unless you give the rights to the attorney to do it, because that's what happened with Sting. Remember when Sting played with Sting sang with Dire Straits, and they did the "I want my," right? They sang "I want my MTV," and because it's the same melody as "Don't Stand," because it's the same melody as "Don't Stand So Close to Me" on that, Sting's publishing went and sued.
Great.
And Mark Knopfler nor Sting could care less. They were like, whatever. It's the way it works. I mean, they let people fight it out, figure out what the percentage is going to be, and move on.
Yeah.
Everyone's making money, and
well, it's nice to be in that spot. Yeah, it's like it kind of sucks if you're struggling and
and people suing each other. That kind of brings us to a guitar-related topic where the CEO of Gibson just recently got fired.
Yeah, I heard.
I hadn't heard that.
So I have a little
Curly.
on that.
Yeah,
Curly stepped down. They got a new guy going in.
My thoughts on that is Gibson loves to sue people. And JP, right, the guy that just recently got fired, when he used to work for Levi's and they would sue people for publishing rights or all that kind of stuff, he was very successful with Levi's in suing other jean companies for copyright infringements and different things like that. So they brought in this JP guy because he had a history of suing companies and doing good on it. So Gibson brought this guy in to sue a bunch of people. Now he's been suing people for 3 or 4 years. Gibson got what they wanted out of this CEO, and now he's the door. So maybe it's going to put an end to just Gibson suing everybody for whatever they can think of.
Well, first of all, let me just say this. I don't know what you're talking about. A CEO doesn't go and sue people. The lawyers do that. And the lawyers basically go to the CEO and get advice. Well, Gibson uses like 3 or 4 different attorneys. And what they would do is, they go to protect, they act like, they go to protect their trademark. That's not a copyright, trademark. They try to produce, in their trade dress. And, but I don't think that's what Gibson's problem is. I don't think they're worried about lawsuits or they got bigger problems. They got bigger problems. They're pricing themselves out of a market that and the used market is getting crazy. So now even buying used, it's become crazy. And it's become just now, people with their YouTube channels showing like, here's an inexpensive guitar. And I think that's cool. Like if you want to show somebody that you can get a quality instrument for less money, that's great. But again, there's so much stuff out there. But there's so much quality. I mean, there's a guy who did a video, and I think it said this is gonna be the ender of Gibson, and it's all hyperbole. Yeah, but whatever. Sure. But it was a decent guitar. People are making good guitars, and look with what happened with Anheuser-Busch with Bud Light. No company is above the iconic to go into the trash. So if Gibson wants to learn something, it would be maybe to try to make a quality, cheaper product, put it out there, and not just be gouging people and trying to. I just think it's when you think about what all this stuff costs and everything, it's just gouging, and it's like, listen, all somebody has to do is turn on you, and the wind can blow one way one day, and then you're done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Could you imagine if Gibson dealt with what Anheuser-Busch dealt with losing 50% or whatever their percentage they're down?
Yeah, all this dicking around with Epiphone, the old headstock Epiphone had on the Les Pauls. Then they kind of made it look a little more like the headstock of the expensive version. They should stop dicking around. Just make it look like a fucking Les Paul and put Epiphone on it. That way people can get that iconic Les Paul and, maybe they like it. Maybe they'll graduate up to the Les Paul.
Yeah, that's a great point, because when you look at my Squire Strat, unless you get close and look at that it says Squire by Fender, you wouldn't know from a distance. But the only reason I hated Epiphone because you knew they were shitty quality, and that headstock was just nasty.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you can't make a USA Gibson Les Paul for $1,000, I don't care what you got to do to it to make it cheaper. But if you can't produce one for $1,000, figure out how you can.
Well, they were doing it.
I know.
They had like 5 years ago or something.
The point is now the cheapest one is like $16.99. It's like, come on.
What's that?
But either way, like I said, all they got to do is just piss off the fan base, and that's so they really should just try to focus on making a quality instrument. Now, as far as what goes on with James Curley, I don't know the heads or tails of, and I honestly, I don't even care like who's running Gibson. I couldn't even tell you who's runs Fender right now. They're run poorly. They all nobody's doing anything that anyone gives a shit about.
Yeah.
Has anyone come out with anything? Tell me the last guitar Gibson came out with that was cool.
No, there's a complete lack of innovation.
Stuff. If Gibson, the best move Gibson ever made in the career of the company was to buy Epiphone so that they could sell affordable guitars. Gibson probably be out of business years and years ago if they wouldn't have bought Epiphone back in the 1950s.
They bought it in 57, but Epiphone was a USA company then.
Exactly, and it was their biggest competition, and they bought them, and they still made affordable. Them. Yeah,
but they still made them.
They made the Sheridan, they made the casinos.
They finally moved them over to China, and that's what's kept them in business.
China.
Mm-hmm. China's kept them in business.
Jesus.
Yeah. Gibson owns that factory in China. He says, you're telling me you can own a factory in communist China? Apple doesn't own their own factory. Apple has a lot more spending dough than Gibson.
They use the factory.
China owns a lot of factories in the United States, though.
I know, but there's no way Gibson owns a factory in China.
Made in USA.
It's outsourced. Yeah, they just
made in USA.
Yeah.
But again, the CEO that just got fired from Gibson, he was hired because he was very accomplished as CEO of Levi's for hiring the right lawyers or doing whatever he had to do to.
I think he was hired because he took an iconic brand. I don't think so. I think they hired him because he was a brand guy who took iconic blue jeans and made them and kept them on top of their game and put them on top. So, and I think that's what Gibson was looking for, because you don't have to know anything about guitars. First of all, the guy is not a lawyer. Lawyers go and do what you're talking about.
A Gibson RuPaul. Brian,
Yeah.
With lipstick.
It's a pink Les Paul.
Pickups. Yeah, lipstick pickups.
I don't know why that just strikes me as fucking funny.
Blonde burst.
Oh, absolutely. Those Gibsons were Epiphones. I played a Gibson. I did a review of one on my show, on my channel, and I opened it up and everything's Epiphone in it. Everything was an Epiphone. But
I have a really cool one. You guys want to see a really cool Gibson? You want to see a really cool Gibson?
You got a Gibson?
Let me go look for it. I got to find it.
Yeah.
Does the guitar case look like a takeout container?
and it opens up into a plate.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that for the longest time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so few of them actually make containers like that anymore, but they still do. But now they got the plastic ones.
I mean, look, if you put Gibson pickups in a Epiphone Les Paul, there's no way anyone's going to tell the difference what you hear.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what the Epiphone 60s Tribute is, basically.
All right.
hardware.
We have a Gibson case.
Hey, that doesn't say
Made
chips
in China.
Yeah, because that's, well, even the cases, they always were. It was TKL. Oh, it's a
Zach.
yeah, with the maple neck.
How does it play?
Let's see the back of that. Yeah, those are nice.
That is nice.
Made in USA?
Fake Chinese. It says that, but it's not.
Make him full
Oh,
screen.
this is not an Epiphone. This is a
No,
Gibson.
this is a Gibson.
The Gibson.
Right, I understand. That's what I mean.
No, make
Let
him
me see the
full
front.
screen.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. You're right. Right.
There we go.
Gibson, Les Paul Custom.
Well, I see one of the dead giveaways there in the Gibson logo, where it looks like it says Gibson. The O is a little more open than yeah, there. Yeah, that O is a little open on top, more open.
It is, huh?
Yeah.
Well, also the pick guard, the truss rod cover has 3 screws. Gibson only has 1.
Yep, and it's crooked.
Yeah, and it takes
looks
the Allen
crooked.
wrench. Yeah, it doesn't have a nut on the truss rod. It takes an Allen wrench.
Yeah.
And the bridge is the
Is the
imported little flathead screwdriver that you can adjust
Yeah.
them.
Oh yeah.
And it says EMGs, but these are Chinese EMG knockoffs.
You
So
fucking
everything
even
about
EMG
this
getting robbed.
car is China. Everything about every screw, every piece of wood, the fake Chinese outsourced Grover tuners that look like cheap pot metal.
Put on crooked.
Yeah. Fake.
And yeah.
They're Glover. They're Glover tuners.
Yeah.
All you got to do is take a little black ink and on that little Zach Wild, put a little like rice hat.
Yeah, what do they call those coolies? Yeah.
I would, yeah, whatever they are. I put one of them on there.
Yeah, it's exactly
The
what that
input jack
It's an Epiphone.
is not recessed like a Gibson would be. It's way up on top. So it's the imported toggle switch.
What did you
Yeah.
you bought that from someone? What
Yeah, but
did
you
you pay?
could swap that for a Switchcraft.
I did. I bought this from somebody.
What did you pay?
2 something.
How does it
Trying
play?
to get 4 for it.
Okay.
String height is really high. But it could, well, no, the string height is high. The truss rod needs adjust. It could be tightened a lot.
That's a Calgon.
The
Les
board
Paul.
looks a little bit wavy. The fretboard's a little wavy, you know. But the bridge is pretty much decked. So there's no adjustability here anymore to lower it. But the truss rod could be tightened.
I actually like that bridge better than the original one. It just makes
Probably
more
you-
sense.
You got one funny joke. You don't even say it out loud. You put it in the chat.
What's that?
Brack Rabel Society.
Crack Rabo Society.
It's a good wall hanger. You're right. It's a good wall hanger.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I saw that hanging up a
What do you think
shitty
it's wall
walk
hanger?
one day.
Shitty
Shitty walk.
walk.
Shitty walk. A shitty airline. A shitty airline.
Oh, that's the best.
Look at a shitty walk.
Gibson, made in China.
China.
China. Some stuff not so good. China.
Shitty guitar. Shitty guitars.
Did you guys see the restring video that I did about a month ago or 6 weeks ago, where Donald Trump restrung the guitar?
No.
I used the AI voice. The whole
Oh, you
the
did?
whole video is Donald Trump restringing a guitar. I lost 7 subscribers because
Just
I used
making a
Donald
joke.
Trump's voice.
You
And he
know,
said stuff like China, not so good.
let me point
Hilarious.
out something.
I'm trying to lose 7. I'm trying to lose 700.
I recommend going and watching my Michael Schenker guitar that Donald Trump restrung from about 6 weeks ago on my channel. It's a hilarious video. It sounds
I gotta
just
go
like
check that
once
out.
you get into it, you can use any voice that you want nowadays when you're talking, like doing a video or whatever. You don't have to use your voice.
Do they have
Do
Christopher
anything you
Walken?
want. Yeah, Christopher Walken would be a great one.
Wow. And what is this website? A software?
The
or-
string goes in the. What is it?
Is it website software? What to manipulate these voices?
My son knows how to do it, but it's some
Like
sort of text to voice kind of site that you can go on and you text in what you want him to say and it'll come out sounding like Trump or whoever you want to do it.
It's that actor
Oh
we were
man, I
talking
could
about
have
last
fun
time.
with that.
What was that
Could
guy
have
from
fun with that.
Usual
It's super
Suspects?
fun.
Kevin Pollak.
Kaiser Sose.
Kevin Pollak.
Oh, yeah.
Unreal. But like I said, that guitar, obviously there's some issues with it, but most like Strats, I think Sire is a company that makes Strats, and what's that one out of Toman?
Harley Benton.
Harley Benton's. I mean, you can get a decent guitar from these guys. And not
They make
everything they
some-
make is going to be great, but a lot of it is.
I said this before. That
It's a
Paul Reed Smith
crapshoot.
knockoff, you got to work on them. They've got a lot of glitches,
Yeah.
but their Sir knockoff came out of the box great. I was surprised.
I've had 2 of the Sire guitars and those things are awesome. The Harley
Yeah, that's what I
Benton's,
heard.
I keep hearing
in my
good stuff
opinion,
about those.
Sire. Is that the one making the Larry Carlton?
Yeah, Larry
Yeah.
Carlton.
Guitars.
I've had 2 of those and they sold quick and the guys love them. One guy keeps
Yeah.
calling me back. You got any more of those Sires? You getting any more of them? Like, no, I'm not.
He said, Sire,
I've had a guy.
Sire, you look like the
Yeah.
piss boy.
Piss boy.
Beautiful.
History of the world. Yeah.
All right,
Count
how
de
about we do a
Monet.
list?
The best
John-
Christopher Walken is Craig Gass. The best. Joe, you got to pull up a list, always? Is
I
that what
got
I
a
heard
list.
you say?
I
He's got a
was
list,
watching
everybody.
a list before we all got together tonight, and I thought it would be a good list to talk about. It was a
Thank you.
video that Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins did for Revolver magazine, his top 11 heavy metal bands. Now, I don't
All
think
right.
these are in any particular order because when he did get to number 5, he goes, well, this band should have been number 1. So let's not really. But let's start with the first band he mentioned is Pantera.
Oh,
No problem with that.
No arguments.
No argument.
for 10 best metal bands of all
11.
time,
Yeah. 11 best metal bands of all time.
they wouldn't be in mine. They're good, and I understand that people love them, but they wouldn't make mine.
All right. Number 2, he put Judas Priest.
Wait, that was his number 1?
I don't think he was doing it in
I see.
but he gave
Sounds like a
reasons
scum
for why he chose each one. There's one reason I wish I could play because your head would explode because he does bring up somebody. I'll bring it up when he gets to it. But,
All of us just asking about my tattoo. So basically, I play guitar, but when I was in LA, I wasn't getting hired to do any like touring stuff, just studio stuff. So the singer in my band is friendly with a tattoo artist. I went to him. I wanted him to do this like New Zealand tribal thing. This thing here is that is an Aries ram because I'm an Aries. And so he did it. And literally while the paint was drying, I got a gig and was touring back and forth to England. So that was cool. Yeah, I don't think so. Kerry King.
My God.
There's a guitar player that I wish I could play like. All I got to do is hammer my fucking hands with a fucking ball peen hammer 10 times.
Casino. Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
So we have Pantera, Judas Priest. The next you might find surprising, Rainbow.
Wow.
Rainbow.
All
I
right.
don't consider them metal, but they're great.
Well, like
When you
he's
hear the
around
way
our
he
age.
describes it, you'll understand. He makes it make sense.
Yeah, but it's metal to me.
Yeah,
It was metal when we grew up.
it was metal when we grew up.
Yeah, I guess so.
Now we call it hard rock because metal got more metal at one point, but that was metal at one point.
Right.
Coming in at number 4, I love them, but I really would never see them on a top 10, except
There's a reason. They had one song.
well, they
no,
had a few.
actually,
they had
Fast
few.
as a Shark, Restless and Wild.
Yeah.
Their greatest
Balls
hits
to the
album.
Wall was
Wall.
their best tune.
Yeah.
My favorite was Midnight Mover. Fucking love that song.
Don't know if I know it.
Number
I
5
hear
that he
balls to the
said
wall every day.
should have been number 1. Obviously, Black Sabbath.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in at number
Who are
6.
they?
Well, coming in at number 6, a band that is on there because they have one of the best guitar players ever in the 80s, really shown up, stepped out of Eddie's shadow, and that is George Lynch with Dokken.
Whose list is this?
Said that. I'm going to
He's a
send you the
Dokken
video. So number 6 is Dokken. And he put that on there
They
because
rock.
of George Lynch. And while he said that, I'm signing in to talk with you guys, and I'm laughing my fucking ass off. After Dokken would not come near a top 100 list of mine. If that offends anybody, go fuck yourself. It's Slayer. Was never a fan. Never.
Nope.
Same here.
Nope.
I could appreciate slightly 1 or 2 songs.
Yeah.
After-
Rain and Blood album was
Yeah.
big when I graduated.
Yeah.
South
then
of
we-
Heaven or whatever.
Then we have Merciful Fate.
Who I like, but I don't think they're anywhere near the top 10.
Okay. Then we have Metallica.
I wouldn't put them top 10, but hey, people like them. You know, it's like, I like the early stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot here that's not in my top 50.
Coming in at number 10 is Sabotage.
All the
God.
Mountain King.
And his number 11, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. Myrkyr, Myrkyr.
Meerkat Manor. What?
That is an awful list.
Yeah. It was kind of promising at the beginning.
No Iron Maiden.
Well, I didn't bring the
Bill
list up
Corgan.
because it was a good list. I brought it up to,
Oh, yeah, because it's terrible.
yeah, we always bring up the bad lists.
Yeah, that is terrible.
So that was a Billy Corgan list right there, the Smashing Pumpkins guy.
No,
Yeah.
no
So that-
Megadeth. No Megadeth.
Is that what we
No
just heard?
Megadeth, no Anthrax, no Iron Maiden. He mentions Iron Maiden, but no Iron Maiden. How do you have Accept before Iron Maiden?
Yeah.
Why do you have Accept over the Scorpions?
Yeah, we're Scorpions. Yeah.
You can even argue and say AC/DC should be on there.
Yeah.
Crocus. I'm with Ricky. Crocus over Accept.
Oh, I love Crocus.
Let's get back to that website that didn't let us down last week. How about we
Oh,
start
yeah.
with the 10 best AC/DC songs of all time?
Okay. This I can live with. Do you know now? Are they going to tell you what album it's on? Because then you can tell me the album and I can guess what song it is.
Let's see. if
Last
it does.
time I mentioned my favorite AC/DC song, Dave knocked it down hard.
Did you say You Shook Me All Night Long?
Jailbreak.
Well,
Oh, that's
Jailbreak.
my least favorite
AC/DC.
AC/DC song of all time.
We
That's why.
made it out.
they
I like the
kind of do it
video
like that,
because
so
it's
we'll
in
do
the
that.
70s
So
and so dirty.
coming
With
in
a
at
bullet
number
in his
10,
back.
who wants to guess what
Yeah.
number
That
10
freaking
is?
machine gun song.
Love
Hold
that.
on. It's hard to hear Joe, guys. Joe, say it again. I'm sorry.
I said, let's start with number 10. It does have that, so we can play with that. I'll say it's on an album that came out in 1980.
Okay.
Yep.
The
Yep.
Black Album. Right?
Okay. And it's the 10th song on this list. Now, I don't know if the list is good or
Shoot the
bad, but I'm
Thrill?
going to say Well, Shoot the Thrill's the best song on the album.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Hell's Bells.
Krell?
Well, if it's not Shoot the Thrill, how about Rock and
Who
Roll
said
Ain't Noise
he
Pollution?
didn't say it wasn't Shoot the Thrill. I did.
And Zim?
How about that one? Rock and roll.
That's what I
ain't
just said.
noise pollution.
Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution.
That's
No,
a good one.
You're all wrong. Back in Black! It's Back in Black.
That's 10.
That should be
That's
number
10.
one.
Remember, don't forget
No,
that
not number
this
one.
list,
Not number
this,
one. But
This list,
it doesn't-
these lists are interesting.
Hold on a second. Is Back in Black it's not even the best song on the album, let's say that.
Yeah.
Is it the 5th best song on the album?
I'd have to go back and
Great album.
Side 1 blows it away.
Back in
Hell's
Black
Bells,
is,
Shoot the Thrill. What do you want? What do you
Metallica-
do for money, honey? Shake a leg.
Back in Black is Metallica's Enter Sandman.
I can live with
What?
that. The song sucks. Back in Black is Living After Midnight and
never liked
Sweet
it.
Home Alabama. All right, go on. Next one. So number 9.
9 is from an album that was released in 1990.
Thunderstruck.
Yeah.
You got it. You all got it.
Down
Number
Payment Blues was a fun one.
Oh, that's a great song. That's all Power Ridge.
I got holes in my
They don't
shoes
say the. I
and
think it's the
holes
same album that number 10 was on, which is number 8.
Money Talks.
Pretty sure it's the same album.
Money.
No, Back in Black, he sang.
Oh, no. I thought I was talking about the other album.
No, Back in Black. Is that what you're saying? It's the same as Back in Black or the same as Thunderstruck?
Oh, hold on. It's on the same album as Back in Black.
Okay. Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution.
You shook me all night long.
Zim, you got a guess?
I don't have a guess on that.
Dave, you got
Probably
it.
you shook me. You shook me.
Thunderstruck. Number
It's
7.
It's You Shook Me All Night Long?
Yes, you got it.
All right. Yeah, see,
Number
I figured
7.
he's going with the cheese.
Number 7 is off of Let There Be Rock from 1977.
Okay. Whole Lot of Rosie.
Crow?
Yeah, I go with Dave.
Zim?
Sin City? Maybe it's
No,
on
that's
that
on
record.
Power Ridge.
Oh.
Power Ridge.
Dave's on a roll.
Yeah, I wrote his
Whole lot of
coattails.
Rosie.
A whole lot of rebel. 423956.
You could say she's got it all.
Those are some measurements right there. You imagine that? 42, 39, 56.
How many stone was she?
What do we got for 6?
Number 6 is also off of Back in Black.
Now it's either going
That's
to be
the
Hell's Bells
shook
or
me
Shoot
one.
the Thrill. I think it's Shoot the Thrill. That's the best song.
Yeah. I'll go with that. I'll go with that too.
Zim?
We'll try the I don't know, man. I don't know these records that good.
Hell's Bells.
It is
Yeah.
Hell's Bells. All right.
It was one of them.
You know, there's a great song on that album is Let Me Put My Love Into You. That's a great one, too.
Let me put my love into you.
I had a friend that was afraid to listen.
Oh, yeah,
to
have a
Hell's
drink on me.
Bells. I
Because he'd
had a
go
friend
to
back
hell.
in the day when he was 16
It's
or whatever.
satanic.
He was afraid to listen to Hell's Bells because of that line, if I don't get you, Satan gets you. And he's like, okay, I can't hear that. I don't want to hear that. He's all nervous about it.
So he's in therapy nowadays.
Yeah.
The number 5 song is from an album that was released in 1976.
Dirty
Okay.
Deeds. Dirty Deeds.
No.
One dirt cheap.
No, because Dirty Deeds was not released. Well, it was released in Australia
In the
76.
US.
I'm going to say it is TNT. Knowing
I
how
go
this
Dirty
list goes.
Deeds.
All right.
It's not Dirty Deeds. Big Balls. Was that on that record?
Krell, you got it.
That wasn't like a hit that anybody listened to.
But Dave, you nailed it about it being released in '76 in Australia.
Yeah.
That's where I got it. That's where I got that from.
81 in the States.
81, really? I remember seeing the album and it said 76, so it got released, but they left the copyright on the.
Yeah, the American pressing of it was in 81 when they finally released it here.
Number 4 is from an album released in 1975.
That's TNT.
Or is it Highway to Hell? Was Highway to Hell?
Hold on.
Highway to Hell 79.
Oh.
What'd you say? I think it's hold on a second. 75?
75.
And what are you saying, Krill?
TNT.
Is TNT 75 or 76? I'm gonna say, what was the
What year
album
was
before that?
Dirty
High
Deeds?
Voltage? I'm gonna say High Voltage.
Zim?
I'm gonna say the one with the bagpipes in there.
It's a long way to the top.
It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll.
Krellba, you're on a roll.
Oof.
TNT. Now we're in the top 3.
75. That must be 75 in Australia. It was released on High Voltage in 76 in the States.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up when you think about that.
You got it still.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 3. It's a hard-hitting rock anthem released in 1977.
Long way to the top.
No.
What Zim said before.
Absolutely not. If it's an anthem, it's Let There Be Rock. The only other thing on that album in 77 would be with Doggy Dog. No,
Problem Child.
not 76.
Dave,
I don't know any of these
you
songs.
got it. You're back on track. You got
Yeah,
it. Let there be
okay.
rock.
I'm not good with the years sometimes.
I don't know any of them.
They're not saying the year for this number 2. Let me see. Let me look it up.
I got a new phone yesterday. I don't
By the
know
way,
how to
Let There Be
navigate.
Rock would not make my top 30 AC/DC songs. I have such discontent for that song. I never cared for Let There Be Rock.
The next song, number 2, came out in. The album was released in 1981.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. For those
Fire
about
the
the rock.
cannons.
For
Fire
those
the
about to
cannons.
rock.
For those
we
about to
salute
rock.
you.
You all got it. Yeah.
Mm.
Fire.
And shoot
And
the
what-
A
Thrill's
lot of
number 1, I
cannons
guess.
going off.
What's the number 1 song?
Shoot the Thrill, I guess. That
Shoot me
wasn't
all,
mentioned,
you
right?
shook me.
Shoot
Shook
the
me
Thrill
all
is a
night.
great song, but let me go into my deep thoughts for a moment. TNT was already here. It's a long way to the top. Let's see. It's not. I
So
point
does the
the
number
finger
1
at
song
you.
give you the year?
See,
that
now
it
they
was-
contradict
yeah.
themselves because
They're going to
said
say it's Highway to Hell.
I think it's
Yeah.
You Shook Me All Night Long. Was that already on the
They-
list?
they're
we
already
did that.
mentioned.
We did
Already
that.
mentioned. But I
Well-
think Dave's right. But I said the other one. I said
Highway to Hell. But this time they say it's a classic rock song released in 79.
That's it.
Yeah.
Before they
Highway
said
to
released in 80.
No, 80s Back in Black, different record.
Yep.
Highway to
Oh,
Hell's that's the first
I read
song
it
Highway
on
to Hell
Highway
is
to Hell.
literally
I
on
read it
Highway to
wrong.
Hell. Yeah.
All right.
That was the last one with Bon Scott.
Okay, let's see.
The Jack. She's
We
got
can
the
do.
Jack.
I've got Billy Joel, Rush, Guns N' Roses, Metallica. Best Ronnie James Dio songs of all time.
That now we're cooking
Yeah,
with
okay,
gas.
okay.
All right.
Okay, Ronnie James
And
Dio.
I also don't mind the Billy Joel or the Rush would be good.
Ronnie James Dio was an iconic figure in the history of heavy metal music, renowned for his powerful vocals, captivating stage presence, and incredible songwriting ability. We'll be counting down the top 10 best Ronnie James Dio songs of all time, celebrating his remarkable career and the enduring legacy he has left behind. Okay.
right.
So this includes Rainbow, Black Sabbath,
Everything he ever sang on.
and his.
Yep.
And
If he was
This is
taking
gonna
a
be-
dump and was singing and they recorded it, it could be on this list.
The Man on the Porcelain Mountain.
Now, if I give away years, it's going to kind of give away
Give
the
it away.
album.
That's gonna
right?
help.
What can I do?
we
Well,
need the help. We need that
that's-
help.
It will
I
help
need that
because
help.
yeah,
we can't
because
go in blind.
I'm at like
All right.
there's so many
all right,
songs.
number 10
Well,
is
no,
off of-
hold on, real quick. One more thing, real quick. Okay,
Thanks,
so
man.
he was in Rainbow during what years?
75 to 78.
Okay,
And it
and
was Graham
then
Bonnet.
Sabbath was around
80 to
80,
83.
80 to 83, and then his solo
albums.
career to
Yeah,
Holy
well,
Diver
3
came
left
out in
alive.
83 or 84. or
Right. And
something.
before 75, he was in Elf, and he was also in Ronnie and the Prophets.
I doubt
If
those
You Want
two
Blood's a
would be on
great
this
song.
list, but-
That If You Want Blood album's great. Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be, Bad Boy Boogie. Those are all great AC/DC songs.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Okay, let's start with this.
Okay. The song this album is off of was released in 84.
Okay, so this is off his very first solo
it's
album.
Rainbow. It's
Yeah,
going to
it's
be
Holy Diver.
Rainbow in the Dark, is my guess.
Holy Diver.
Don't Talk to Strangers. I love that tune.
Stand up and shout.
Yeah, it's
All
got some
great
good ones
songs,
on it.
but
You're either this
Holy
guy's
Diver.
wrong or you're all fucking wrong. Let me
I
give
think
the
that
full
dude's
sentence.
wrong.
This is from Ronnie James Dio's second solo album released.
Oh,
in
Last in
1984.
Line.
Last in line.
Last in
Okay.
Line.
Okay.
Okay,
and it is the last in line.
Right.
Yeah.
the
That's
last
the
in
song.
line.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to be Invisible.
Okay.
Was that on? Oh, no. Egypt. The chains
Last
are
in
on.
line.
Number 9 is off of another 1984 album. It's the same album.
Okay,
It's not Egypt. The chains are on.
I like that song, even though it's silly.
It's
Uh,
not that.
I can't remember another song. off
Invisible?
that day.
Is Invisible on that album?
Is it? That's a good song.
Well, clearly it's not the right answer if you're asking if it's on that album.
I can't remember.
Why
any-
can't I
can't
think
remember
it's
all
on
the
that
time.
I worked all fucking day.
It is I Speed at Night.
Yeah, I remember that, but
Nah,
that's
this is. I'm
What
going to
album's
give
on
you a
that
hint.
album?
I'm going to give you a hint.
It better
I
not
want-
be Mystery.
let
Is
me give
Mystery
you a
on this
hint.
record?
I'm
No,
going to give you a
Mystery's
hint.
on Sacred
Oh, you
Heart.
motherfuckers. Let me
That's
give you a
the
hint.
third one.
Go ahead.
I used to have a Dio VHS or DVD VHS, and I do notice when I watch his live concerts on YouTube, it's the first song he always starts with.
We Rock.
We Rock.
Purely instrumental has it.
That's where I got it from. Purely Instrumental said it.
Yeah,
I like Stand Up
Yeah.
and Shout better.
that's a good one, man.
Number 8 is off of the debut solo album, Holy Diver.
Holy Diver,
Mhm.
title song.
I say it's Rainbow in the Dark.
They're gonna have
Holy
Rainbow
Diver,
higher.
they're going to make it number 1.
No, they're gonna
Yeah.
have Rainbow higher.
Or you could, or again, don't Talk to Strangers was on that record.
Yeah. What's the answer, Joe?
Krell, you actually said it without saying it. Stand up and shout.
Oh, geez.
You should have went with that.
Wow, that means Holy Diver and Rainbow is going to be on this list.
Coming in at number 7,
That's not even getting to Rainbow. Yeah,
off of Dio's 1983 solo album.
everything. Holy Diver.
Mm-hmm.
Rainbow in the Dark. Although I hate the song.
Keyboard part.
Shame on the Night is the best song on that record.
Oh, it's a great album.
It is.
Zim, you got a choice?
I'm gonna go with "Don't Talk to Strangers" again.
Zim, keep it with
Oh,
it.
that's a good one.
It's
But it
got to
is-
be somewhere. I love. the
Believe
tune.
it
It's
or
gotta be
not,
up there.
it is the title track. Holy
Holy
Diver.
Diver.
I told you
Holy
Rainbow
Diver.
was going to be higher, whether you like it or not.
Number 6 is off
Wow,
the same
guys.
album.
Oh, jeez. Are they going to get into Rainbow and Black Sabbath at all? I mean,
Rainbow
like, there's so many Black Sabbath songs that blow these songs out of the water.
I know.
Every
I'm not
one of them.
gonna argue.
Rainbow in the Dark, I'm going to say.
Grell,
Yeah, Rainbow.
Zim.
Yeah.
Like
You
a
know what kind
rainbow
of made
in
me
the
mad
dark.
about
It's Rainbow
Holy
in the
Diver
Dark.
was one of those songs that bugged me because every time I'd go jam with some band and they'd like, hey man, let's do Holy Diver, I'd be fine, let's go for it. They wouldn't know if they would play it in C or if they played it in B. Half the bands I'd show up, they're doing it in C, dun, 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 or they'd play it down in B, because it was tuned to half step down. We never knew that as kids. Yeah, it bugged me.
Number 5. Probably one of my favorite Dio songs off of his solo album from 1983.
Another one from 1983.
Don't talk to strangers.
No, Joe says it's a Shame on the Night.
Grell?
Oh, I know what it's going to be. It's going to be the one that's like, We Rock. Oh, no, Stand Up and Shout, we already did.
No,
I have no
you
idea.
already did.
We rock.
Me, I haven't got a clue. I'm going with Dave.
Zim, you nailed it.
Hmm.
Don't talk to strangers.
He nailed it. He said it
Is
every
it just
answer.
me?
If you
What?
keep naming the same song,
Or is this
eventually you
list
get
counting
right.
down
A
backwards?
broken clock.
Oh
This
my
list
goodness.
is counting down backwards from 1984 solo album. Down backwards. I bet you next is going to be Mob Rules album.
Go ahead. What's
Just have
next?
it
And
be
it's
the
gonna be
Number
Mob
greatest
Rules.
4 off of
Mob
Black
Rules.
Sabbath's 1980 album.
Oh,
1980.
Heaven and Hell. Heaven and
Neon
Hell.
Nights.
I'd put Neon Nights there. I'd put them higher, but it's like
It's their best
they're going to
song.
say Heaven and Hell. They're going to say
Zim?
Heaven and Hell.
It's one of those two.
Krell, you're right. It's Heaven and Hell.
All right.
Off of a
Rainbow's getting no love.
1994 Dio album is number 3.
I don't have a fucking clue.
I've never heard of it.
No idea.
It is called Strange Highways.
Oh, yeah. I heard it the other day, actually.
How was it?
Not good.
On 105.7.
Strange.
No, it's on my Spotify list. It was a song they put in.
Oh, I thought you were joking when you said that you heard it.
Oh, no, I
Coming
had to
in
look
at
at my
number
phone. I was like,
2.
what the fuck is this? It sounds like Dio. And I saw it. I was like, never even heard of this album.
Well, they
You-
only
you know,
scratched
believe it or
the
not,
surface. of
I hate to
Black
say it.
Sabbath.
There's a lot of Dio albums. I was like, oh, he was still making albums.
Yeah.
Number 2 is a classic rock song by the band Rainbow, fronted by Ronnie James Dio. It was released in 1975.
Man in Silver
Man on the
Mountain.
Silver
Man on the
Mountain.
Silver
Man on
Mountain.
the Silver fucking Mountain. Coming in at number 1. This is a high-octane heavy metal anthem that showcases Ronnie James Dio's incredible vocal range and his undeniable songwriting talent. The song was released on Black Sabbath's 1980 album Heaven and Hell.
Neon Nights.
Children of the Sea.
Chill and Sea's great. But I'm going with Neon Nights.
I think Neon Nights is Sabbath's best song, but I think that this answer, from listening to this shitbag list, it's Children of the Sea.
And not one fucking song from Mob Rules on this list.
Yeah.
What was number 1?
This is what I'm waiting. Zim, you have an answer, or you just
Neon Nights. I'll go Neon Nights.
Neon Nights wins it.
And it's got
Yep.
the lyric, the moon is just
Well,
the
that's it.
sun at night.
That's
You know, I
that's
wouldn't
Heaven
put
and Hell.
that as my
Oh.
favorite Sabbath song because there are so many iconic songs that I really like. I don't like all the iconic songs, but some
When
are.
Neon Nights comes on, my pulse goes up. I'm excited. It gets me amped. I start smashing windows in cars. No, it's a pump song. It's a great song.
But isn't it kind of weird how 20 years ago, some of these tunes, because of all the Dungeons and Dragons, they became kind of cringy. But now that cringe has gone away and we've everybody is
Well,
back to accepting
no, it's still
how
cringy.
no,
cool it
That's
but,
why.
was
but,
at
but,
the time.
but to be fair, at one point, Black Sabbath, no more fucking
far.
dragons and swords.
Right. Well, so did what's his name said that too. Richie
Yeah,
Blackmore.
it was 20 years ago, some of these songs were kind of cringy because of the lyric content, but now it's accepted again as.
I'm going to tell you,
whatever.
when I listen to Ronnie James Dio sing, the only song that I cringe at is "Do You Close Your Eyes When I Make Sweet Love to You?" Then I'm cringing.
Because you know
At that point, I'm like, oh my God, I got a 4-foot Rhea Perlman climbing up on me. Do I close my eyes? Yes. And I'd like to be fucking bound and gagged and fucking, and you may as well shoot me up with anything that's going to make me forget it.
I'm
all right.
picking
So
the next list. And
next
I'm
it was a rush.
List. No.
All right.
I got to put Michael to bed and I'll be back with more lists. But let's do this one first. This is the top 10 songs by the artist that Dio replaced in Black Sabbath, Ozzy.
Top 10 songs.
Wow.
Wait, what's
Top
this?
10 best Ozzy Osbourne songs of all fucking time.
All right.
Wow.
Starting at number 10, off of Ozzy's debut album, Blizzard of Oz, released in 1980.
Crazy Train.
No, that's going to be higher up.
I'm going to say, I don't know.
Is this just the soul or is it Black Sabbath as well?
I'm going to say Mr. Crowley.
Oh.
Zim?
I'm going,
He said, I don't know.
Is
Okay.
this
When he said,
Black
I don't
Sabbath
know, I
as
wasn't
well?
thinking the song. It should be.
I don't know.
because
Go ahead.
that's the only reason why I said Crazy Train, because I think they're including Sabbath as well.
I'll scan. I see.
What? He said it's his
no
first. It's from his
Sabbath
first solo album.
No, I'm saying the list. The list. It's Ozzy. Is it Ozzy with solo and Black Sabbath, or just solo?
Just solo. It doesn't.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
okay, just
okay.
solo. Okay, all right.
Let me revamp this. Number 10, off the. So it's between I don't know, Mr. Crowley, maybe Goodbye to Rome. I'll go Goodbye to Romance.
Always stick with your first answer. It's
Wow.
Crazy
Yeah.
Train.
Yeah,
Which really, I would have
Okay.
figured would have been number one. But if you,
yeah. I thought it would rank higher in his solo career, but
number
Easy.
9 is from 1991.
Weird.
oh, that's no
Mama,
more
I'm
tears.
coming home.
I love
No
that
more
song.
tears.
Zim,
I'll say No More Tears.
No More Tears has it.
Oh.
Number 8, off of Blizzard of Oz.
I don't know.
Just take a
Mr.
guess.
Crowley.
That's the
Zim?
name of the song. I don't know.
I know.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. It is. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
There.
Number 7, from the
Good one.
1981 album Diary of a Madman.
Flying High again. Though I like Over the Mountain, but it's going to be Flying High again.
I'm going to say Believer.
Yeah.
I tell you, those two songs go together so well. It's almost like a part A, part B for me. Zim, you got one?
I'll go Mr. Crowley.
Flying
it's the
High
first album.
again. Zim, you're on the wrong album, but you would have been wrong anyway. It's Flying High again. Number 6 is off of Blizzard.
Mr. Crowley.
Dave?
I gotta stay with Mr. Crowley because I can't get off it. Yeah.
Crowley. Yep. Number
Mr.
5
Crowley.
is off of Diary.
Yep.
Believer.
Wait, Over the Mountain.
Or
Zim?
You Can't Kill Rock and Roll.
I'll actually
You
say
can't-
Diary of a Madman.
Over the Mountain.
Great drum part.
Coming
No,
in
I
at
don't
number
agree
4,
with that. I'm just thinking like the
Well,
guy
I'm-
who made the list. Is
I didn't make the fucking list. I read
You know
it.
what's a great song on Diary is Tonight. Now I'm back out on the street again.
I love that song.
I do too.
What was Suicide Solution on? What was that the
First
first album or the second?
Yeah, first.
Oh man, Suicide Solution. Right down.
Coming in at number 4 is off of 1983's Bark at the Moon.
Bark at the Moon.
Um,
Dave's going to say So Tired.
I like
No.
So Tired.
Bark at the Moon is the only other song. I
yeah,
reckon.
Bark at the Moon. It's the only tune
Bark
on the
at the
record.
Moon. Number
Great lead
3
work in that.
is off
Bark at
of
the Moon, by the
19
way, is not better than anything so far on the list.
Number 3 is off of The Ultimate Sin, which was the
Shot in the
Ozzy tour
Dark.
I saw.
Shot in the Dark.
Dave?
I'm trying to think of. Yeah, is it Shot in the Dark?
It was the ultimate sin. I'll go title track. The ultimate sin.
Shot in the Dark.
It's the ultimate.
What else was on
That was a
that
big
record?
song for him.
Coming in at number 2 from
Good video.
1991.
So that's Mama I'm Coming Home, right?
Yeah. Not Mr.
Mama.
Tinker Train.
Mama.
No more beers. See,
You know-
they were on
you
the
know
Bud
what I
Light
would-
thing. Ozzy was on
You
the
know
Bud
what I
Light
would
thing.
put
They're
on
like,
this list, and people would think I'm crazy? Perry Mason. I fucking love that song. Only Ozzy could sing a song about Perry Mason, and it's fucking awesome. Coming in at number 1 from 1989.
89. What the fuck came out in that's
It's the
No
fir-
Rest
it's
for
the
the
first-
Wicked.
Yeah, first one was that.
So it's gonna Miracle Man.
Going Miracle Man.
Miracle Man.
You're all fucking wrong.
Miracle Man. No bullshit.
No,
Never
I
seen
would
Crazy
have
Babies?
thought that would be okay.
Is this
No.
the one he co-wrote with Lemmy? Hellraiser? Is that on that album?
No,
Crazy
Oh,
Babies.
not that one.
Not Crazy
Wow.
Babies, is it?
What is
The
it?
lyrics are a reflection of the uncertainty and transience of life, with Osbourne musing on the meaning of existence and the futility of chasing after material possessions. The song's emotive delivery and existential themes have made it a fan favorite and a classic of Osbourne's solo work, as well as a staple of heavy metal and hard rock radio.
I can't remember what else is on there.
It's
Oh,
Road
that's
to
that
Nowhere.
song about
to
possession.
Nowhere.
Oh, that's the I Hate Sharon Osbourne song.
Road to Nowhere is not on No More Tears?
You said
When
89.
what
so-
album? Let me see what album. If they don't say the album it's on, they should, but I'll see.
You said it was 89, but that
Well,
was...
shit.
That's what it said. That's
Yeah,
what they
89
said.
is No Rest for the Wicked. Actually, 88 is No Rest for the Wicked. I don't know what the hell 89 is.
Well,
I'm almost
I did-
positive it's 88.
I'm just reading what they got.
Let me just see something. No more tears. Let me
Guys
see
are
this
talking
album.
about Brad Gellis in the
Road
chat.
to Nowhere is on No More Tears.
And when did that come out?
91.
91.
They said 1989. I'm just reading what they said. No,
They
Road
released
to
that as a
Nowhere
single 2 years
is a
earlier.
1989 song by Ozzy Osbourne.
What album do they say it's on?
They don't say it. That's
Yeah.
what I'm telling you. Fuck them.
This list is fucked now.
Hold on, I'm looking up now to see what came out earlier. Just Say Ozzy is 90.
Mhm.
No Road to Nowhere. No Rest for the Wicked is 88. No.
Was Just Say Ozzy, was that like a greatest hits live thing though?
Yeah.
What was that live one they had? Oh, okay.
Every 5 minutes, he had a
Tribute.
fucking top 10 album, Osmosis, all that shit. All right, I'm putting Michael to bed. When I get back, we're gonna do ZZ Top. I'm calling it.
ZZ.
Yep.
ZZ.
In the meantime, seeing that I don't think Joe did the lists or anything like that. Dave and I know Zim. Did you get the memo on the lists? The top 10 Black Sabbath and top 10.
Oh, no, because he
Led
wasn't
Zeppelin?
here last week.
You want to go through that, Dave, in the meantime? Before
Yeah, you can
Joe
do that
gets
with
me?
me. This was so me and Krell. Actually, let's do the Zeppelin one.
Yeah, okay.
We were talking about Zeppelin songs last week with Joe, and we had to make our 10 favorite Zeppelin songs. And if you're a big Zeppelin fan, Zim, you could do it off the top of your head.
I love Zeppelin, but the thing is with Zeppelin is the song titles are so weird. You don't know. You hear
You
the
just tell me
song,
what
you know
don't
the song, but you don't know
Give
the
me a line of
name
the song,
of
and I'll tell you what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, that's what I have to do. I have to hum it to you guys.
Well, I have to say
Yeah.
this. It was good putting a list together because I had a song that I said, geez, there may be a way I could fit it into this top 10, and it didn't even really make 11. So it's so it's pretty good list.
All right, so what do you got for number 10?
Nobody's fault but mine.
Really? Wouldn't make my top 50.
I love that song. Yeah, I love the groove in it.
My 10 is Southbound Suarez.
I like that groove. Dun, 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 baby.
I love that.
Yeah, I should
Yeah,
have
I think
considered
it's
that one too.
what's that? You
I
don't
should have
that.
considered
Yeah.
that one. That kind of.
I love
It's
that song. Nobody's.
Baby.
Yeah.
All right, that's my number
Well,
10.
I think I like Nobody's
Yes.
Fault because the connection to Lonely is the Night. You know, it's like.
Yeah.
So
It also sounds like an old Allman Brothers song. What's that? Every Hungry Woman. Okay, go on. Number 9.
number 9, Over the Hills and Far Away.
Really?
How's that one go?
My number.
Play a little of
Hey,
that.
lady.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm burnt on that one.
It just
So number
yeah,
9 for me, I have Since I've Been Loving You.
very good.
That song is epic. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
That song you will never turn the channel or turn that
Agreed.
song off. That song
Agreed.
is on. You gotta listen to it all the way through.
Okay, next one, Krell.
Okay, number 8, No Quarter. It's
Great
of my
one.
favorites.
It
I
reminds
like the
me of
live version.
It reminds me of the live. The song remains the same. It reminds me of the movie. As a 16-year-old, we used to go to the midnight movies, and we'd sneak beer into the theater, and they'd play that.
My number 8 is Night Flight.
Oh, that's on.
I received a message from my brother.
That's right. That's right.
I love Night Flight. Go ahead. Next one.
7 is Since I've Been Loving You.
7 for me is 4 Sticks.
Oh, I'm surprised. It's like I like that, but
Yeah,
I
it's a
wouldn't
good tune.
because it is
Great
kind of
song.
repetitive. But
Fool in the Rain. I listen to Fool in the Rain a lot because every time I have an octave fuzz pedal, I put that song on for a customer so they can sort of hear what an octave fuzz sounds like.
Yeah, it's great.
And I
So,
play the solo.
What is your number 5, Krell?
Well, actually,
Oh, 6.
it's
Sorry, 6.
Yeah, overplayed, but it's still a great song. Stay Away.
Really?
On the
So for me,
Stairway,
my
number
number 6
6
was In My Time of Dying. Sorry, Joe, I put you in if you're still too early there.
That's all right.
All right, In My Time of Dying.
Great song.
Go ahead, 5, Krell.
Ramble On. Led Zeppelin 2. I just love that groove when it comes in.
Oh, I love how he's tapping on his drum case or something. Or sounds like he's tapping on his guitar case.
So for me,
In the
number
background.
5 is the Rain song.
Great song. Great song.
Yeah,
Okay, number 4,
yeah.
Kashmir.
Really?
That's a
Number
sleeper
4 for me is the Wanton song.
That's the one that almost cracked the top 10 for me. I love that song. But as I was thinking, I was trying to think my favorite actual, songs, the
I know.
better written songs of Led Zeppelin that I like.
Go ahead.
But okay, after number 3, what do you think my number 3 is?
Your number 3 is going to be Hey, Hey, What Can I Do?
No,
I'm going to say it's the Immigrant song.
nope. Joe?
Dazed and Confused.
Nope. Achilles' Last Stand.
That's your
How's that
number
one
3?
go?
That's my number
Okay,
3.
so that's off
I
of
love that
Presents,
song.
right?
Yes. One of my favorite Zeppelin tunes.
So my number 3 is. See if I can play it. Hey. is
cooler.
In the Light.
Yep. That almost made it was tough putting the list together. I have to admit, because they're all great songs.
Okay, number 2. What is your number 2?
Rain Song.
Really? My number 2 is a song that goes like this.
Yeah.
Achilles' Last Stand.
We got close on that one.
Give us a little of the Rain Song. Give us a little of it.
It's tuned different.
Yeah, it's alternate tuning.
Yeah, it's an all tune.
You could do the first 2 chords and then you're fucked.
No, I can go like.
Yeah.
But that's I can play it in the real tuning. That's the fake tuning. That's the fake way to do it.
Here comes copyright strike number 2.
Exactly. All right, what do you got for number 1?
Well, who was your number 2?
My number 2 was Achilles.
Oh, Achilles. Okay, gotcha. What do you think my number 1 is?
I think your number 1 is going to be
know.
this.
There you go. 10 years gone.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
10 years on. That's what that one's called.
Arguably the best across the board.
So my number 1 is the same. 10 Years Gone is the best song they ever did. I think it goes.
I was in a cover band playing bass, and we did that. Walking in the park.
And you'll notice there's no one said the ocean. No one said.
Well, I would have had All of My Love on there.
Yeah, we did that one.
I would have had the Rain Song, No Quarter, Dazed and Confused, Rock and Roll.
See, rock and roll.
Really? You're picking all the hits. Ozone Babies. Oh, baby, baby. Wearing and Tearing's good. They're all good. They're all good. Okay, what's the next list?
ZZ Top.
Dancing Days. Dancing Days was a good one. Give me a little Dancing Days.
Jamaica.
It's all open tune, too. That one's an open G.
Right.
Give me a
And
second.
we do "Fool in the Rain" that has that part where Robert Plant sings out of tune that Dave likes mentioning.
How about Hey, She's My Babe? Let me tell you what. I'm Gonna Crawl. That's a great song.
They were so good. And they were making that music when they were like 19 years old. That music was coming out of those guys, which is just unbelievable.
There's never
You'll notice
been.
there was nothing off. I don't think there was anything off the first album for either one of us.
No, and I love
And,
Your Time Is Gonna Come. Lying, cheating,
I know.
hurting.
I think there was only one from Led Zeppelin 2. That was "Ramble On."
From
What
you.
was
Yeah,
that
from them.
ballad that should have been a big hit off the first album, but it wasn't for some strange reason?
"Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You."
No, there was another one. That,
No, the opening was Your Time Is Gonna
keyboard
Come.
parts.
Communication Breakdown. No, not really anything. Good
me
Times,
think.
Bad Times on that first one.
Oh yeah,
I never liked "Good Times, Bad Times" for some reason.
Good Times, Bad. Oh. All right, let's go to Joe's list of. I think we're doing ZZ top.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, there is Ricky, Greta Von Fleet, or whoever the fuck they are. They like Led Zeppelin. That's about it.
Yeah, there's really no bad Zeppelin songs, but there was a
There's
love
bad
ballad.
Zeppelin songs.
I think there was a love ballad on the first album.
ZZ Top coming in at
ZZ
number 10 from,
A bottom.
I'll tell you the album, 1983's Eliminator.
Give me all your loving.
Legs.
Um,
No, Sharp Dressed Man. I'm sorry.
I think
Dave
Sharp Dressed Man's gonna
recovers
be
and
higher.
gets it with Sharp Dressed
I
Man.
I thought they would make that higher.
Top dressed man.
I
Now, they're
can't
not
stand
saying-
Sharp Dressed Man. Can't
Give me a
stand
second,
it.
because they're not saying the albums of the year, so I'm doing a little search to get that for the next one.
I
No,
always like
Coda's
that
not a
one.
bad album. I like Coda. Coda's a lot of. It's just all outtakes, but it's a great record.
Yeah. What's the song that goes?
I love Darlene on that record.
What's
I
the song
like
that goes?
Wearing and Tearing.
Wear and Tear. That's it.
Great
Okay,
one.
the
Someone
next
mentioned
song,
And We're
is
Gonna
off-
Groove is fantastic. Good.
number 9 is off of 1985's. I just have it right here, Afterburner.
Rough Boy.
Only other song I know on that would be like Sleeping
Maybe
Bag
there
or
was a
something,
sleeping
right?
bag song. Slip into
That's
my
nice,
sleeping
yeah.
bag, maybe.
Sleeping Bag.
Oh,
All
wow.
right. 2 for 2.
I'm gonna say they're probably gonna put Rough Boy higher. So it doesn't really belong on the list, but though I do like the song.
Next.
Let me find out what
Oh, sorry.
what it's from, because then these assholes should put that, honestly.
When you did that, it sounded like the Super Mario Underground.
What's that album? What's that chord?
I can't fucking find it.
Can't find the list.
No, I can't find what album it's from.
So they had Eliminator, and then the record after that was that Recycler.
Well, I'm gonna
Or-
say it's probably Del Guayo.
It may be a
So
best
they-
hits or something.
So the first album was that called Rio Grande or something?
Rio
Or
Grande
what
one.
was that very first
No,
one?
ZZ
First
Top's
album's
first
called
album.
ZZ Top's first album. Rio Grande
that's
Mud's
right.
the second. Third one is Tres Hombres.
Okay, and that had Lagrange on there. And that was
LaGrange is
70
on.
And that was 73 or 74.
Yeah, that's Beer
70.
Drinkers and Hell Raisers. That's Cheap Sunglasses.
Jesus just
too.
left Chicago.
Oh, Cheap Sunglasses
No,
is
on
not
that?
on that
No,
album.
is that
Done-
Del Guayo?
later.
Glasses was from 1980
Yeah.
or 79.
Okay, I
19 I
believe-
love that DeGuelo album. That had horn sections and stuff on there.
I believe
That was
this
my
is
cruising around
from
in high school as a freshman listening to DeGuelo.
1979.
Oh, that's
What's the question?
79. So that's the album before El Loco. El Loco was 81. What the fuck was in
DeGuelo has
DeGuelo.
DeGuelo.
Has,
It's off of
uh,
DeGuelo.
Glasses,
I'm
Manic,
Bad, I'm
Manic.
Nationwide, I Thank You. It has
Oh, okay.
Dust My Broom.
yeah.
Wax my
I'm gonna
carrot.
say what is it?
Wax my carrot.
She
Is
Don't
Party
Love
on
Me,
the
She Loves
Patio?
My
No, it's either
Automobile.
Pearl
Not-
Necklace or Party on the Patio.
No, that's El Loco. That's 19.
Both of them have those two?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm gonna say this one had Manic Mechanic. I'm gonna say I Thank You. Oh no,
I'll say
Cheap
that.
Sunglasses.
Cheap Sunglasses.
That's on that album.
Did everyone say what that? What about you, Krell?
I'll go Nationwide.
Krell got it. I'm bad. I'm nationwide.
That's because
down the road.
I don't think Cheap Sunglasses is on that album. What
On
album is
DeGuelo?
Cheap Sunglasses?
Cheap is on DeGuelo, I think.
Agreed.
That was such a good
this was
record.
1979.
Coming in at number
I think
7.
there was a guitar hack, Dave, where if you tune your high E string down to D,
That's it.
then
That's
you
how
can
he
play
plays
that.
it.
Wow.
Because that's how he plays it. He drops it down. But you could also just go.
Right.
That's how I used
That
to
was
play it.
a Hammond organ.
But yeah, he plays it. When he plays
for-
it live, he plays it here with the string down.
And when you do that middle part, you just do the same thing, slid up to F to
That's
E
right.
with the
That's
open
right.
string.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But on the record, it was a Hammond organ or something, or a piano, a Rhodes.
Well, it might be doubled with it, but there's a guitar on there with it. You can hear the slide.
That's such a good record.
Go ahead.
For the number 7 song, we're going back to Eliminator.
It's got to be friggin' Legs.
No, it's the other one. What did you say? Got Me Under Pressure?
That's my favorite on the album.
I'm going to say Got Me Under Pressure.
I'm trying to think
with
like
Great
the list
Dane.
is thinking. I'll stick with Legs.
Everyone said something?
Yeah.
Give me all your loving.
It's the
All
one
your
that we
hugs
didn't
and
get.
kisses, too.
Look at that video. That was the biggest played video on MTV for that whole summer.
It's a better song than TV Dinners, Grill.
That's a great fucking video. Don't
Like I was saying, I never like Legs. I never like Sharp Dressed Man on that album.
They had
That's a great
good
fucking
sense of
song
humor.
and video.
Yeah, they had a good
They had
sense of
great
humor
videos, yeah.
when they wrote their tunes. And
I
the
like
one
Give Me
about
All Your Lovin'.
as long as the sauce is not too green and all that.
The next song is off of 1972's Rio Grande Mud.
Uh-oh.
Were you just playing it, Dave?
Number 6
is it on
song.
that album? Just Got Paid. Is that on that album?
Yeah, I think it is. Hold
no,
on.
that
Just
would
Got
be the
Paid
one
fucking-
that's called,
No, Just Got Paid's on Fandango, isn't it?
What about Tush? What record was Tush on?
That's Fandango also.
I could care less about Tush.
I don't think
this
it's Fran.
is-
Is it Francine?
That's the one.
It is
Francine.
Francine.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's the one.
That's it.
Why don't we one
Guys
more
in the
time?
chat, you're watching the chat.
You got everyone wrong so far off of Eliminator. Let's try one more time. Coming in at number 5.
Legs.
Oh, Legs. Legs. The two Legs.
Dave,
This is off Eliminator,
off Eliminator.
and this is supposed to be better than the other two.
I didn't make the list.
Is the list best
Got
CZ
Me
top
Under Pressure
songs?
was it.
Got Me Under Pressure is a better song. I have to go by what I.
It's the better
what I know.
song, yeah. But I think they're gonna say Legs.
They may say Legs, but I say Got Me Under Pressure.
Legs.
When you listen to Legs, can you really hear that keyboard part that's just going na 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 na
Of course,
na
it's
na
Yeah,
na?
driving
but
out
that's
the bass.
underlying. That's
Does it
underlying.
drive you
most of
crazy,
the
or is it?
songs
Do
on
you
the
think
album.
it's cool in there, or is that driving you guys
Well,
crazy?
it was good for the first album for a change, but when they kept that as part of their sound for the following
Right.
albums, it's like
The next song is off of 1981's El Loco.
yep, that pearl necklace.
Oh, that would
Yeah,
be
it's
the
going to be that a
Tuesday
party on the
Boogie.
patio. So I'll say
Or Tube Steak Boogie, yeah.
Layla was on that record, wasn't it? I like Layla. But yeah, okay. I'll say Pearl Necklace.
Zim?
I'm gonna go with that Tube Steak Boogie.
Well, you'd be right, but it's Tube Snake, not steak.
Tube
Yeah.
Steak.
Yeah, I know it's Tube Snake, but we always said Tube
Tube
Steak.
Steak. I'm hungry. It's dinner.
I know a girl, she lives on a hill. She won't do it, but her sister will when she boogie.
You do the Tube Steak Boogie. He wear them black socks.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah,
Coming
the
in
album cover was really
at-
cool because they're up on the hill with on all the sand, and they're holding two big giant burlap bags full of weed. And the cop for the border patrols like got him arrested there. It's a great record, great album cover.
Coming in at number 3, going back to DeGuello.
Thank you.
Deep Sunglasses.
Sunglasses
Cheap
of the cheap
sunglasses.
variety.
Yeah, I was going to be a contrarian.
But that Guelo album is track 1 through track 10 or 11. However, you can just listen to that all the way through. Every song is as good as the next one. There's no throwaways on that.
Well, I
I think maybe
think
the
Tres
weakest
Hombres
song is
great.
"Dust My Broom," which is an old classic.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't done
blues
Jesus
song.
Left Chicago yet.
No, we ain't been there yet. Or Tush. Tush is very
Fuck
good.
Tush.
The
It doesn't
number
belong
2
to
song off of 1973's Trey Hombre.
What's this?
Great.
That's gonna be Lagrange. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is number 3?
Number 2.
Oh, number 2, yeah.
Lagrange.
Yeah, Lagrange.
It
They
is
got a lot of
Lagrange.
nice girls down there.
Well, it ain't beer drinkers and hell raisers, so it's a great song.
And if you see me walking down the line. Okay, what's next one? It's going to be Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers.
No,
The
let's
number
figure
one
number
song
one.
off of their 4th album, Fandango.
Fandango, it's Tush. Although I think Heard It on the X is better and Blue
Heard
Jean
It on
Blues.
the X kicks ass.
Blue Jean Blues.
Tush is probably like one of my least favorite.
It
But that's
is
what's gonna-
Tush.
Yeah.
And nowhere, anywhere
So-
near this list was my favorite. One
So
of my
how many of
favorites,
those-
Stevie Denner.
How many of those top 10 lists of those top 10 songs there
Oh.
were sang by the bass player, or how many did the guitar player get to sing?
No, Got Me Under Pressure.
Tush is the only one that Dusty Hill on this list
Dusty.
sang.
That's the
I
only
would
one.
Tush is the only one.
I would put Rough Boy over friggin' Tush. I despise that song that much.
Now, I found
It does
an
nothing for
alternate Led Zeppelin best of on this website. Remember the last time it was pretty good? The guy had ties in there. This is no ties.
I can already tell you what's going to be on the list. It's going to be Black Dog. It's going to be Whole Lot of Love. It's going to be.
Well, do we want to do it or
hold
not?
on.
At least they give me the years
Well,
and
we can go
albums
through it
it's
quick.
from.
Yeah.
All right. It's number 10 off of 1975's Physical Graffiti.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Oh, you put the
Well-
guitar down.
Well, I'm going to guess that they're going to underrate this song. It's probably going to be my number one. 10 years gone.
I say it's the Rover. Oh, Hot Blue and Righteous. That's a great one, Tone Seeker.
What
Zim?
list are we in
Yep.
now? What list are we on?
Well,
right
This
now?
is Led Zeppelin.
It's all number 10's off of Physical Graffiti.
Hot Dog.
No, Kashmir.
That's on it.
Cashmere?
Wow, okay. Cashmere is number 10. By the way, that hot dog's on Into the Outdoor. Okay, going on.
Coming from 1971's Led Zeppelin 4. Number 9 is
It's not Stairway. It's going to be
Black Dog.
Sticks. 4 Sticks.
Zim.
No, I'm gonna say it's that Walking in the Park tune.
Misty
whatever
Mountain
that one
Hop.
was. Misty Mountain Hop.
Another 3 wrongs. No, it's when the levee breaks.
Ah, the Levee.
Classic.
Coming in
Every
at number
song is
8
classic.
from 1970. Is it 71? From Zeppelin 4.
Yeah. Black Dog.
Yeah, I'll go Black Dog. Better not be 4 Sticks or going to California.
I'll go back to the Misty Mountain.
You're packing your bags for the Misty Mountain, where the
Yeah, over
spirits
the
go
hills.
now.
Uh-huh.
Stairway to Heaven.
Wow. All right.
Wow, I thought they'd have a number
Forget
one
about
on this list.
Coming in at number 7.
Led Zeppelin 4.
Released in 1969 on their second album, Led Zeppelin 2.
Immigrant Song.
I'm
Ramble
What?
On.
That's not their second
Immigrant
album.
Song is on Zeppelin 3.
Oh, that's on
Come on,
3.
bro.
Ramble On. Ramble On.
I say it's going to be Heartbreaker.
Zim.
What album are we on?
Zeppelin 2.
I don't know. The Lemon Song.
That's it. Ah, Lemon Song's on it.
Krell recovers for the win. Ramble on.
Why
All
is
right.
everybody in the chat doing a McCartney?
It's not everybody.
list?
That's just Hannah Bomb.
Number 6 is off of Zeppelin 2.
Immigrant. Not Immigrant Song.
Fuck.
That's
fucking-
yeah, that's 3.
I've got Led Zeppelin 3 in my friggin' head.
I'm going to say Heartbreaker.
Yeah.
I'll go with Heartbreaker.
How do
I'll
you
go
guys
Heartbreaker.
all agree and not say Whole Lot of Love? I'm giving this to you guys.
Oh, la la la.
It's a whole lot
No,
of love.
All
Oh,
right.
I thought
see?
they rate it higher.
I should say this is off number 2, Led Zeppelin 2, so fucking Krell could finally get it right.
Immigrant
Off of Zeppelin
song.
3, Immigrant Song.
Yeah.
Okay, coming on number 4 is off of Zeppelin 1, 1969 was the first
Dazed
Zeppelin
and
album.
Confused.
Well, since you said that, I will say Communication Breakdown.
Krell,
Dave, I'm going to leave you.
Good Times, Bad Times.
3 strikes and
record.
we're out.
Good
Number
record.
3, off of the same album.
Jack.
Communication Breakdown.
If you're ever on
Did-
Twitch and have to use the bathroom for a very long time, the live version will be very helpful.
Dazed and
And
Confused.
confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The chat
Coming
still
in at
on
number
McCartney.
2 from the same fucking album.
How many more times?
Living, Loving, Made.
You should have all kept saying the same fucking Communication Breakdown. You'd have finally got it right.
That's Zeppelin 1.
Oh,
I love the
no, I
chat
just
is
said,
doing
yeah,
McCartney.
Zeppelin one,
First
same
album.
fucking album.
Oh, they said 2.
No.
My bad.
Give us something off of Alpha
Communicate.
3.
All right, we got number 1 song is off in 1971 Zeppelin 4.
Rock
They're
and
gonna
roll.
say Black Dog. They're going to
Black
say
Dog.
It's Black
I'll
Dog.
go rock and roll.
That's not even in my top 20. I
Let me
don't think.
roll it.
Let's see what else I got.
Let
I
Me
got
Roll is a
Rolling
great song.
Stones. I got best 10 Rolling Stones.
Well, the chat's already on
I'll
the
be
card.
lost
Why
on
don't we
Rolling
just go
Stones.
there?
Is there a
Where's the
Wings
chat?
one? These guys want to hear Wings. Hold on, I'm going to
Yeah,
run to the
yeah.
restroom for 1
I'm
second.
going to see.
I'm doing the same.
I'll be right back. I got drain the lizard.
Oh, it's just me? Okay. Do a search for 10 best wings, and I get 10 best wings in Denver. That's it's a Les Paul copy, Hanoi Bomb. That's it's where I got my name. It's an Electra Omega, early 70s, pre-lawsuit by that company Electra. They later became Washburn and just fizzled out, but in the early 70s they had a Electra Omega. They had the same exact headstock. They had a lawsuit, and then the headstock went like to a big wave. I didn't find that website, but I did find the top 10 swing songs. And this website, at least when they tell you the song, right underneath, it says where it's from, and the album and the year. So
Nice.
tell me when you're ready.
I believe this is Wings, or is this just all Paul McCartney solo?
Oh, I just did top 10 wings search. I didn't do Paul
Okay.
McCartney.
Okay, well
All right,
then
so
someone
number
put
10?
Every Night Ruffalo. That was McCartney's solo, not Wings. Go ahead.
All right. Well, number 10 comes from Venus and Mars from 1975.
I don't know albums from him, but 75.
So
Listen to
My
what
Love
the
gonna
man
be
said.
either.
My Love.
No,
When did that come
Dave?
out? No.
You said listen to what the man said. Was that record? It was. I know Rock Show's on that. All right, listen to what the man said.
Letting Go.
All right.
Letting go.
Do I know that song? I don't know
I
the
don't.
title.
You heard
Number
it, you know
9
it.
is from 1972's Red Rose Speedway.
My Love.
Mhm.
That's
That's the only
no.
tune on that record.
No,
It's not
no,
My
no,
Love?
No.
That was the only tune on that record.
It's the only one I know.
Yeah.
What is it?
Get on the Right Thing.
Who the fuck came up with this
We're on
list?
the wrong
I've never
thing.
heard these.
We're on the wrong thing.
This list is from ultimateclassicrock.com.
Go ahead. These are all right. Keep going.
Number 8.
I don't know these songs though. Oh, maybe I do. Don't know the title.
This one they don't say. The album. Fuck.
What year? Might just be a single.
You don't. Let me see.
Say.
I'll give you. It says featuring
wasn't
a
one.
keyboard bass line straight out of the Stevie Wonder playbook, and an endlessly inventive, undulating polyrhythm from Final Wings drummer Steve Holley. The
Silly
song
love
peaked
songs?
at number 29.
No, that was higher than that.
That's all it's giving me. Let me see if I can find it.
No More Lonely Nights.
No.
No,
Coming
maybe
up?
is it the winter? Is it the
So
winter
it had a really good-
song?
No.
Really good
Coming
bass
up.
line, huh? Describe that bass line again.
Oh, it's from the 1979 Back to the Egg.
To the
Coming
Egg.
up. Coming up.
No, back to the
Oh.
Krell. Coming up is McCartney's solo. It's not a Wings album. It's McCartney 2
Oh, that's not
from
Wings?
1980.
No.
Oh, okay.
79 is Back to the Egg. You got
I'm trying. I don't know these albums.
you got
so
Lawrence
I know
Juber on
songs.
guitar.
Don't feel bad, Krell, because the one thing I knew about McCartney is Coming Up is from a solo. That's all.
Okay, this
Yeah.
one I don't know. What is it?
Arrow
What's
Through
up?
Me.
Okay.
Don't know.
Number 7 is from Band on the Run from 1973.
Band
Jet.
on the Run.
Let him in. Open the door and let him
I say
in.
Jet.
Krell?
He
I'll
said
go
Band
with
on
the
Run.
title track.
Oh, I didn't hear him. It's called Let Me Roll It.
Oh, I love that song.
Let me roll. That's a guitar
Well,
riff.
it's not-
That's a
Yeah.
that's a
It sounds like whoever put this list together may be onto something. I don't know these songs, but
Let Me
seems
Roll It. You
like-
know Let Me Roll It. Let Me Roll It's a
that's
great
a,
song.
That's a
Yeah, I
John
don't know by
Lennon
the name.
inspired guitar riff in that one. John
Hold on.
Lennon inspired guitar riff. John pretty much wrote the riff.
Who's gonna?
McCartney came
Play it.
along 8 years later and messed around with it. Turned into that too. Yep.
Yeah, I recognize the riff.
That's got John Lennon written all over it.
Oh, okay, no. Oh, I recognize that song. It's coming up.
Go
Good
ahead.
tune.
Coming in at
Next.
number 6 is off of Wildlife from 1971.
Is that the one with Admiral Uncle Albert?
No, I think that was on Ram, isn't it?
Yeah, it is unreal.
Mulligan Tire. What is it? What's the song on this?
I don't know anything off that record.
They actually do say this song was actually recorded during the session for Ram, but I guess they used it on this one.
Another Day. What is it?
It's Dear Friend.
So, dear friend.
That's Queen.
Please listen to my records.
Number 5 from Band on the Run from 1973.
Band on the Run.
Did we
Let
already
Him
do
In.
Band on the Run? Oh yeah, What was Let Me Roll? It was
I'm
on
going to
it.
say
Let Him In's not on
Him
that
In.
album, I don't
Open
think.
the door and let him in.
That's not on that record. Someone's knocking at the door. Somebody's ringing. Not on that album. Let me say this.
Oh, it's not on Band
I'm going
on
to
the
say
Run?
Jet.
You're lucky you said Jet because I was going to yell at all you. You've been saying Jet every fucking one. It's Jet.
Yeah, it's like
No,
the
I had the
most
wrong
sexiest
record.
song. This may
Number-
be the most sexiest song in the world.
Number 4 from Back to the Egg, 1979.
I don't know that album.
That's didn't that album have a wonderful Christmas?
Oh, I know what it is.
Time?
Is it Don't say it. Don't say it. You can say
Don't say
anything.
goodnight tonight.
Don't
Yeah.
say goodnight tonight. Goodnight
That
tonight.
was his disco
No.
song.
No,
Forget it.
it was Christmas song was on there.
That Christmas song is awful. I fucking hate it.
I love it.
Christmas time.
Never
It's a
liked that.
song called To You.
Okay.
Number 3 It just says it was a single from 1973.
Junior's Farm.
A single from
Nothing to
1973.
Nothing to do with Junior's fucking farm.
I think
What was that
might
one
be- that's a
about?
single from
The
74.
Irish one about. He had a song that went like went to number one over
Kintyre?
in Ireland. Yeah, something like that. In America, it didn't even chart, but it went to number one in
Is
Ireland or
that
someplace.
Michelin tire?
What is it? What is it, Joe?
Well, let's see. It is Live and Let Die.
I was gonna think that because that's when the Bond movie came out.
Yeah, that never made a yeah. Good too.
Now there's a single from
I
number
know
2
that
is a single from 1974.
They just chug on
Junior's
the G
Farm.
for that whole thing. I think.
That's Junior's Farm,
Junior's
74.
Farm.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go down to Junior's Farm where I wanna lay low.
And coming in at number 1 off of Band on the Run from 1973.
Is don't tell me.
They also had Bluebird was on that song.
That was
on that record. There
that was
tune called
John
Bluebird.
Lennon's
I'm a
John Lennon's
Bluebird.
favorite McCartney song.
Bluebird.
The Twins.
It is indeed Band on the Run.
Band on the Run. Give us a little the tune Bluebird.
What? How? No. Silly Long Love Songs was Wings, wasn't it?
They used to think the world was
How is that? I mean,
First of all, there's a
that
million
is a
songs.
well-written-
They missed.
Yeah, listen to what the man said. Let him in.
Dave, let me ask you a question about guitar players. Okay, you got John Lennon, you got George Harrison, you got Paul McCartney. Who is the most talented out of the three on
McCartney.
guitar?
No
McCartney.
question, McCartney. No question.
I'm looking at these weird. The next thing is weird facts about rock's most famous album covers.
Well, name the album cover. And
Well, the
then-
album cover, the first one they have here is "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
It's the guy shaking hands with the other guy on fire.
On fire, yeah.
Yeah, the guys on
Yeah, they
fire,
were.
yeah.
He was really on fire. He was
Uh-huh.
wearing
What was
a protective suit.
Well, yeah, but the story is on the 15th try, a gust of wind blew the flames back in his face, and they had to put him out with retardant. But they had gotten the shot right before that happened. I love this one off of the Technical Ecstasy album from 1976. Ozzy Osbourne selected the same artwork as the rest of Black Sabbath, but got into a fist fight with Tony Iommi because the others made the decision without him. When the meeting was over, Sabbath's manager declared it a success anyway, saying, "Well, we got an album cover out of it."
unbelievable?
There's nothing you fight about.
And speaking of which, lighting people on fire, there's that story where Tony Iommi lit Bill Ward on fire.
Great story.
Yep.
And the train hits a wall.
Yeah. Well, if you know the story, I can't tell it like it was told, but
What's the weird thing about that Blind Faith album cover?
the underage girl friggin' showing
Yeah.
her top.
Yeah.
You can say a thing about Virgin Killer too, from Scorpions.
They have the Scorpions Love
and
Drive.
That one band.
Playboy voted Love Drive the best album cover of the year. Elsewhere, it was dogged by controversy But Thorgensen stood by his vision. Not exactly the most politically
Storm
correct
Thorgerson.
scene you've ever seen, but I thought it was funny. Of course, women read a different inflection into it now.
He also,
where
he
the
also
guy had
did the
bubble
Wish You
gum
Were
on
Here.
his hand. The bubble gum went from his hand to her breast on the back of the album.
Yeah, the bubblegum breasts.
Yeah, that's funny. Are we ever going to get back to that type of instead of this whole new movement and all this canceling culture and all that? Are we ever going to get back to where we can just have fun with album covers? And
Oh yeah,
be
we'll
cool
be
and
like
rude?
70,
Are we
80 years old when that
Are we
happens.
coming back to that? Or is the world ever going to come back?
Yeah, world
Oh,
always
yeah.
comes
Just
back,
have
and
fun
then
with stuff.
it comes back, then it regresses, then it comes back and regresses.
Animal magnetism, scorpions. Decades
The
later,
Doberman picture.
fans still puzzle over the meaning of this cover image. They're not alone. I don't think we figured it out either, Thorgensen said. In a moment of typical frankness, we just knew there was something rude somewhere.
Oh, two dogs serving their master. There's a dog looking up at
dude,
and
you're gonna get canceled.
woman. Yeah, that was the innuendo.
God knows, but you. God knows, but you. What the hell's the next chord?
So what might be interesting one of these nights is the Ringo Starr. Ringo Starr's all-star band. He's gone through all kinds of different versions because I'm seeing Neil Slaughter. He's gone through all kinds
Joe
of different
Walsh,
lineups. It'd be kind of
Jack
fun to
Blades
talk
from Night
about.
Ranger.
Exactly. It'd be fun
Steve
to-
Lukather.
Yeah, it'd be fun to talk about some of these.
What was the guy?
Dave Stewart. Oh, Peter Frampton.
Yeah.
I think the most recent version has had to do committed work on guitar.
I have an announcement.
Seems strange,
Yeah.
but
It's 10:33. We've been streaming for almost 2 hours and 3 minutes.
Yes.
Streaming for vengeance.
Streaming for vengeance.
And I think I'm going to smoke a cigar.
I think Wednesday night was a success.
Yes. I think it's good.
Oh yeah, we managed to get some lists.
Let me just say this. How many cigars did I smoke today so far? 3. I had 3 before I ate today.
Yeah.
I had a Milano V today, Joe. It's my last one.
I haven't had a cigar in a couple of weeks. I'm dying for one. I'm gonna definitely need one Friday night to relax. I'm losing my weekend nurse.
I had a couple on Sunday.
Hey, you guys in the chat, are anybody Steve? Are there Steve Warren fans there? Because I'm thinking of teaching the weekend.
good night, fellas. I'll see you next Wednesday.
Take care.
Yep,
Bye,
catch you later, Zim.
Awesome.
Hey, Hanoi
Thank you.
Bomb.
Let me- What?
Hanoi Bomb. I actually like the cover of that by the Dolly Rots. It's like it's just so corny, but I love that cover of it.
You keep saying Hanoi Bomb. We call him Hannah Bomb because
Hannah
that's what
Bomb,
Johnny
Hanoi.
calls him.
Hannah Bomb.
All right. All right, everyone. We are going to call this evening. Let me just see something here.
I'm
All right.
watching either one of 2 movies. What should I watch? I got Renfield, and I got that new Dungeons and Dragons.
I think you got to give the Event Horizon another watch and see when the guy goes, here's the distress call, and it's just pure fucking bedlam.
You know, I don't have that. I gotta fucking get that though.
It's on Prime.
Oh, is it? Oh shit! Then I have it.
Yeah, that's why I've watched it 3 times this week on Prime. Every time I get in bed, I'm like, all right, I'll put Event Horizon on.
Here's a distress call. Here's him in the garden planting flowers.
It is fucking gold when he's like, he plays that call. And then later when they watch the video, it is fucking great.
Oh yeah, I know watching video part, but I didn't get the subtlety of that first part that you did, where
Yeah,
it's just such an extreme. He just says distress call. It's far
Yeah,
more
he's
than a
got. Yes,
fucking
we have
distress
this.
call.
We've pieced out this distress, and they play it, and they're just like, "What the fuck is that?" It's hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing. I'm like, "Are you kidding me? This is gold." Oh, anyways, I was crying. Anyways, everybody, listen. I have a lesson coming out next Monday. Be another one the Monday after that. Maybe one the Monday after that. I don't fucking know. What cares?
The
But
only
just so
thing we
you
know is it won't be Don Henley.
It will not be Don Henley. I will not do another Don Henley song, but the other one will be back up. Or I'm going to be going, or I'll be in court. One of two things is going to happen. They're either going to sue my balls off, which no, they won't. They could, which I'll just file a fuck. I mean, it would be so ridiculous because I can just file and be like, yeah, okay, what do you want to do? You're wrong and I'm right. So
You've got another strike coming.
If you think, yeah, and fucking YouTube, get your shit to, YouTube always sends me questionnaires. Do you feel that we really support the creators? I'm like, fuck no. They always want to know why I tell them they don't support. I'm like, here's why. Because I do lessons, which is fair use, and I'm still fighting with publishing companies because you're dickheads about it.
Let me explain how fucking stupid it is. I've had people have their own music get flagged.
Yeah.
And they have to go to YouTube and say, that's my own fucking song.
Right.
Oh, but use that one chord that's in Cheap Trick Surrender in it.
Get the fuck out of here.
What's the one chord in Surrender?
Yeah, the finger across the fretboard.
Yeah, it's 11 chord. Yeah, the opening's that E11. All right, everyone. We're going to say good night.
Good night.
We've given you a lot of entertainment here. Anissa Jones is up next. Pacino, you want to say anything before we go?
Fuck you, Dave.
I figured. All right. All right, Johnny Kramer, thanks so much. Let me just see. Where the hell's my exit? All right, everyone. Great night.
Later all.
Thanks all.